For episode 4 of the rebranded Off the Court podcast, we got one of my favorite prospects in the 2026 class. Newly to the Michigan area, was out here in Arizona. We got Elijah Williams. Appreciate you coming on, man. I know we've been talking about this for a minute, so appreciate you finally hopping on. How you doing tonight?
I'm good, glad to be on here finally.
Um, you said you're out in San Antonio. Is this for just a family vacation, or is this for like any type of camp?
No, this is just, family friends out here. It's a good place to just take some time off.
Awesome. Dope. Well, let's get right into it. You played for Scottsdale Christian out here.
Mhm.
A school that's had a lot of success, it seems like, in basketball these last handful of years. You and a guest I've had on before, Jacob Weber, kind of took the division by storm. It seemed like, of course, you were a highly ranked player. How do you feel this season went for you and the rest of the guys?
I think it was not the season we wanted. Obviously, we lost in the first round, but I think we really just built chemistry through the whole year. And with me not playing for the first half, I think just like getting to know the guys off the court too, we just really bonded together. But I think this year they can make it pretty far. I know Jacob's got them.
Um, you said you didn't play half the year. Was that injury related, or was that school
Yeah,
like transfer
so
related?
no, I had a back injury beginning of the year, so I missed a couple handful of games, but I came back, so we were good.
Yeah, let's talk about that. I couldn't find your per game stats, but a lot of highlights came out from some of these home games. Was there any favorite memories you had of your 1 year SEA? You posted a couple of people. I did see some
Yeah,
clips. You had the crowd buzzing, but any favorite moments or things you'll take away from your one season?
playing at home was always, fun, but I love playing away. That was just like a good experience. Sometimes the crowds loved us, sometimes they hated us, but the energy was always there when we played away.
Did you ever get overrated chance? I'm assuming you did, but
Yeah, I mean, just with it comes with being a basketball player, just like the fans, a couple of comments, but it's all good.
yeah, absolutely. What things have you focused on um throughout kind of since the season ended? I know you played with AZ Unity, which we'll get into in a second. What things have you kind of focused on? You've grown a lot height wise.
Mhm.
These last like year, it seems like. I remember my brother saying he was like in seventh grade doing windmills in the gym, and then like I find out when I see you're like 6'7", 6'8" now. But what things have you focused on, uh, like development wise, skill wise, to hope make you just an even more dominant player for your upcoming high school season?
I think just with everything like coming up, I was bigger than everyone, so I kind of could just get away with just playing. But now, not being the tallest people, like when I play, just defense, getting shots off the dribble, but mainly defense. Like I want to be a lockdown defender.
Do you think with the size you have, I know there's probably going to be a couple more bigger guys in the court, playing more in that central East Coast area now, but do you think with your size you're going to be able to handle, the bigger forward more, especially since it seems like you've gotten a bit stronger too over the last year?
Mhm. Yeah. I like guarding bigger players because I was always younger. I was always like center, power forward. So I like guarding bigs rather than guards. But, I'm trying to become a guard because, the next level, 6'6", 6'7", that's a forward guard.
Yeah, absolutely. As of today, you are ranked fourth in the nation for the 2026 class. AJ, Tyron, and Caleb Holt are the only guys above you. I know AJ played for the Team USA. I think Tyron did too. You went out there as well. What aspects of your game have you noticed though develop throughout this summer to get you into that top 5 ranking and stay there, hopefully?
I think just the experience at USA, it really opened my eyes to how hard you have to play, like 24/7, how much defense you have to play. But coming back from that camp, just like the level of competition was just so much different because I came back and I played a little bit of summer ball with
Yeah.
SCA, and it was just like almost like a just a shock of how like just realizing how good the competition was out there.
What things? Because USA was in Colorado, right?
Yes,
I've heard the altitude in Colorado is pretty brutal. Did that get to you guys a bit? Were you a little bit more tired than probably usual practice, especially living in Arizona? It's dry heat here. You got like
yeah,
nothing to worry about, it seems like. But was there a lot of stuff that you guys kind of had to go through, especially playing in Colorado?
yeah. It's kind of crazy because we fly in and we have practice like an hour within we're there.
Oh, for real?
So yeah, so it's like you get off the plane, you're already kind of tired, but then it's just like you kind of get over it after like the first two practices, but it's for sure you can feel it. Like it's no joke.
I've heard of some people going to like there's like oxygen bars in like these areas of Colorado. I'm sure you guys didn't have time to do that. Um, you talk about competition wise though, being able to go up against, not just some of the top in your class, but more in the country too, because I know that USA team I think was for the U17, correct?
Yeah, exciting.
Um, what was it like for you? Who were some guys maybe that stuck out to you that you didn't even realize, were like that? And did it help you, even see that like I still got growth to happen to make sure my game is just as dominant as the guy right beside me?
It wasn't even like people that I didn't know were like that. It was just like realizing how like skilled and how strong these dudes are, like Koa, Darren Peterson. Like those are guys that are just like the way they play is like on a different level. And
Right.
just regarding them and playing against them just helped me when I come back and when I'm playing for high school, just like know what level I have to play at.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get to your AAU year. You played on one of the most exciting AAU teams that I've been able to watch in person from these
Mhm.
last couple of years. You're with a former guest of mine, Brandon.
Yeah.
And then Cam Holmes took the world by storm too, playing with Millennium
Mhm.
this year. You guys kind of created it's called I think someone I saw just on Instagram before we hopped on called it the 5-star trio because you guys are all put in that top 25 rank. Um, what are some memories? I don't know if you'll be playing with them again in the for the next EYBL and AAU years, but what are some memories and lessons you took away from this year being able to play with those guys and the rest of the roster with Unity?
I think just like I know we had like a big target on our back, so I think just playing free and
Mm,
not playing, like playing like we should win because obviously we didn't have the season we wanted to, but just learning how to play with better guys. Like our whole team was top 25. We had my pairmaker, Jayon Pitt, so like we were just like a star-studded team, but I don't think we played to the level we could have. Like I feel like we should have won, but I feel like just hopefully I get to play with them again because that was a special team.
yeah, absolutely. I was at the game in Phoenix when y'all played. Why not?
Yeah,
And
great
Cam
game.
hit that. Was it a half court buzzer beater? It was maybe like a little past the 3 point
We're
line.
far for sure. Yeah.
That game was intense though. Of course, you went up against like likes of the House Twins. Giovanni Ruff is on that team. A couple of other guys.
Mhm.
Was there a lot of trash talk going on? Because I know some of y'all kind of know each other because some were from California, like Brandon's from California. I know Giovanni is. You and
Mhm.
Cam being from Arizona, same with the House Twins. Was there a lot of banter on the court? Was it kind of silent? Because I will tell you, like the
Yeah.
fans, everyone was talking during that game. So I want to know if it was like that on the court or was it kind of just focused in and trying to kill each other?
Um, I mean, obviously, there's a little bit. We always talk. It's just part of like how we play now. But it was just whenever we play them, it's always intense.
Mm-hmm.
It's always close. We play them at Peach. We played them last year in Peach. Every time it's a close game. So I feel like we just all bring out the best in each other.
Yeah. So that game did go down to the buzzer beater though. Who drew up that play? Was it your coach or like how did that come to be? Because it was a tough shot to end the game. I forget kind of what happened. I don't know if it was a broken play or not, but what was
Well,
kind of that last timeout like, and what was your coaching staff telling y'all?
we kind of have a play. It's called 1-4 flat. So we really just give the ball to Jayon, and we kind of like all sit in the corner, but they went and like doubled Jayon. So they swung it to me and then, hit Cam at the top. And that's how it went.
Place went nuts though. I know
Yeah.
that. It seemed like y'all were tight or y'all were hyped. What was Peach Jam like for you? Like you said, you guys kind of had a target on your back. You were one of the most star-studded teams, like you said too. Boozer Twins, I know were in your division. Cooper, who is now a class ahead now from the announcement last week, but I know he was in your guys' division too. One of the most talented and tough divisions I think EYBL has ever seen.
Mhm.
What was Peach Jam like for you guys? I know you didn't get the result you wanted, but what was kind of the overall experience being able to play the highest competition, on the biggest stage, it seems like in AAU basketball?
Yeah, I just think, like us playing up just gives us another level of respect, but it's always Peach Jam is the best tournament you can go to. So, I mean, this year, 16th, I feel like, in my opinion, we're the best competition. So, every game this year was either close or a loss, but I think we got better. I think if we would have had a little bit more time, we could have done something, but I think we just picked it up a little late.
Let's talk about your recruiting a little bit. Or no, let's get into this into the new school before we get into some recruiting. Um, you guys are now in Michigan. You will be playing for Brother Rice. Did a little bit of research on them. 22-2 last year as a school. Seems like a school with a rich history in basketball. What do you hope to bring to them this upcoming year?
I just want to, make an impact on the defensive end more than anything. I want to be an energy guy. I want to play defense this year. I feel like last year I should have been better of a defender. Just the level we were playing at, I feel like I should have been not letting any dude score on me. So I
Mm.
feel like next year, I feel like everyone knows what I can do on offense. So next year, I just want to make an impact on D.
Um, I do want to ask though, I'm sure it kind of was a little bit of a shock being able to get, I know, with your dad being who he is, when the news came out about, him taking that deal and you had to
Mhm.
kind of figure out you were probably not going to be in Arizona. Was it a little bit hard for you, having to move away from, sure some of the friends you've been able to make out here kind of set a
Mhm.
base of family and friends too. Is it hard being away from that now and kind of having to reset again?
For sure. I mean, it's a challenge, but trying to look at it as a new opportunity. Obviously, I'm
Mm.
gonna miss, people there, the school, my team, but I gotta look, there's gonna be people in Detroit. There's gonna be a new team, new school, but obviously, yeah, it's different, but nothing I haven't done before.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get into your recruiting though. Recently
Mhm.
picked up the offer from Michigan. I'm a big Michigan football fan, so that'd be sick to see you in the navy and yellow. But Arizona, Oregon, Notre Dame, ASU, those are just some notables. You told me about some other ones too, and I'm sure a handful of other schools are interested as well. Being this just was, another year in high school, how has it felt to get this type of recognition so early on, in your high school career?
Yeah, it's great for sure. I mean, it's motivation. It's a good accomplishment, but my dad says, like you're not going to be in college for another 3 years, so
Right.
this doesn't matter right now. But obviously, I don't want to use it as like, yeah, I have this, I have that. I want to use it as I have this. You have a bigger target in your back. Like you gotta like keep working. So obviously, I want more, but we're gonna keep working and see what we get this year.
Is there any goals you've set out for yourself, this year? And I know you talk about better defensively. Is there anything like awards wise? Do you want to win Michigan Gatorade Player of the Year? Like, is there anything like that you're striving to hope for, or anything in I guess your high school career too?
I mean, this next year, I want to win Gatorade Play of the Year, and I want to win state
Mm.
because I feel like this year we should have, but next year I feel like I want to win state. I want to win Gatorade Play of the Year.
What is the like? What is the high school basketball like? I don't know. I'm sure you haven't really been able to get a feel for it in Michigan yet, but from the things you might have heard from people, maybe like your dad and some people that have lived out there more than you guys have so far, what have they kind of told you to expect for this upcoming year?
I think we have a lot of talent in Arizona. There's a lot of players that can really hoop, but I think Michigan and up north they have like programs, like
Mm,
real like just like organized, like the coach has been there for a while. Like it's
right.
really it's gonna be straight.
Is that kind of what led you guys to choose Brother Rice as your next school? It seemed like it's more organized, it has tradition, it has
Yeah,
probably a
I mean,
level of like expectation that comes from people and their players. But was that kind of a thing that led to you guys deciding to go there for you?
yeah, I mean, I just want to play at the highest competition I can and not necessarily prep at the moment,
Mm,
but I want to just play high school right now. And last year, obviously not playing the full year. This year, I want to just start to finish, just dominate.
yeah, absolutely. Um, your dad was, of course, I'm sure like a lot of people know, the head coach of the Suns, but from the person he is, the leader and coach he was to Phoenix, I think it changed a lot of what the city perceived the Suns organization to be. When I at least know, since I'm a Suns fan, I'm sure you can see right
Yeah,
there. When he did get hired, I was extremely excited because I know, what he's been able to do in his career. Has there anything he's told you since he's seen all the aspects of basketball being from high school, college, and the pros, um, that has stuck with you throughout, especially as you've continued to rise through the rankings and get all this recognition and everything?
yeah. I mean, obviously it's different from the time when he played to when I played,
Right.
but just like all this stuff like Instagram, rankings, offers, being white and stuff, like it's not letting it get to my head.
Mm,
Like I gotta keep playing like how I was before I got all this recognition. Just like keep working hard because people are coming, like people want my spot. So I just gotta keep working.
yeah, absolutely. You talked about, since you're in that 6'7", 6'8" range now, in the league, those are sometimes point guards. Who are some people you've tried to watch film off? Is it a little bit of Cade Cunningham now,
I
since
was
you
gonna
want to
say,
be a
yeah,
6'8" guard?
yeah, like I just want to like get my game into like where I can play every position.
Mm,
Obviously not center. I don't think I'll be that big, but just like Cade, he can handle the ball. He can shoot it. He can get to the rim and create his own shots. Guys like Anthony Edwards, like a 6'5" guard, like he's big.
mm.
He can get his own shots. But just like I'm not necessarily trying to be like one certain player. I'm trying to like take little things from everyone's game.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you been able to meet him yet?
No, I haven't been down there that much. I was there for a couple of days, but I'm heading down there in the next couple of days. So
Okay, I was about
see
to say, I was about to ask, I'm like, he's got to tell you some type of thing because he was like a 6'8" point guard in high school, even like before Oklahoma State. He was killing at the high school level. Um,
Mhm.
is there anybody though you've watched a lot of film on, like especially with the AAU season, you probably having to play a different type of role compared to what you're going to have to play now at Brother Rice? Any guys you've watched besides Cade and Ant?
Yeah, I mean, just in the position that I've grown up in and just what my dad does, just being having like advantage. I can be around these guys,
Right.
whereas most people just see them on TV. So, I mean, I was around McHale and Cam Johnson for a couple of years, and those guys like McHale has evolved his game into being a star, and Cam
Mm,
Johnson is just a solid player. And I feel like Cam is like a player that I could be like this like on my unit team. That's why I was kind of like,
mm.
knocking down shots, but still just doing the little things.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the last questions I got for you. Anybody you're looking forward to playing against this upcoming year? I know you said you haven't been able to be down there in a minute. Have you done any research, any homework at all in some of the schools that got some talent in Michigan?
Yeah, for sure. I want to play Trey McKinney. I want to match up with him in high school.
Okay. I saw, where's my phone at? I was looking at the rankings, and I think this is just for um you gotta be kidding me. My internet can't go out now. It was a post you were tagged in about the top players in Michigan for your class. I think you were number 2 over somebody. I wanted to make sure that was the right
Yeah.
name. Um,
Yeah, I was
where'd it go?
so on prep hoops.
Yeah, Jonathan Sanders. Who's that?
I'm not completely sure.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. What about Trent's game though? You want to match up with him? I'm assuming you want to guard him the entire game when y'all play. I'm assuming, right?
Yeah. I
Um,
mean, I just know that he's one of the top players in Michigan, and I'm trying to take his spot. So that's what we gotta match up.
Hey man, I love the confidence that you bring. So I'm appreciative that you not want to call out necessarily people, but you want to be able to take people's,
No, that's my
opinion.
guy, but we gotta compete. Of
Well, Elijah, I appreciate you coming on and chopping it up for the show.
course.
Every time we come on, the last question, favorite on court shoe right now. I told you about it before, and I told you when I watched you play in person, the pink Kobe sixes seem like the shoe. I know it seems like everybody loves the GT cut. I still need my own pair, but I keep hearing good things. What was the go-to shoe during AAU, and what do you kind of want to bring when high school season comes around?
Yeah, those Kobe's might be my favorite. The sixes. I got a white pair of sixes that I haven't worn that much. And I got my yeah, I think the Kobe six is the pink ones. I haven't seen anyone else with those, so it's just a little like I don't like matching. So just having something unique.
Yeah,
Just,
exactly. Hopefully you don't have to wear like team color shoes next year, because then it'll take just everything away.
My shoes away.
Elijah, I appreciate you coming on the podcast though. Anything to shout out before we get out of here?
I mean, I'm just ready. Michigan, Brother Rice, the family. We're gonna get to it.
Well, yeah, definitely. Make sure to follow us on all platforms at offthecourt.pod on Instagram, Parker SNS on Twitter, and follow us on YouTube and stuff. This has been episode 4 of the Off the Court podcast.